Hey guys.
I would say hi everyone. Okay.
All right.
Hey
everyone.
guys. Hey everyone. 大家好.
So we are back in our studio with another spicy
AMWF Reddit question. Yes.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's get right into it.
All right, so what are we talking about today, Gwen?
Today, our question is how to weed out WFs, which is white females, that might have an Asian fetish.
Ooh. The yellow fever.
That yellow fever. It's going around.
Banana fever.
Banana fever. People they're catching it these days.
She didn't get it. That's all right.
I know what the banana is.
Okay.
It's the yellow on the outside, white on the inside, right?
Sure. So let's see what this person has to say about this.
All right. We're an Asian MF, which is male-female couple, and we have a WF, which is the white female friend, who is going through a yellow fever phase. Over the years, she keeps on dodging questions as to why her last 30 dates.
Wow.
30 dates have been Asian men and why she's interested in hanging out when we do Asian things. That's a lot of.
She is 30 a Asian serial Asian
like,
dater.
Is it different men or is it? That's
it's
crazy.
Gotta be different men.
That's crazy. She seems to like Asian friends, but unappreciative of Asian culture or how we sometimes struggle in USA. She shuts down when we talk about Asian hate crimes, racial trauma, and more conservative ideals, as she is very liberal. Before we get started, have you guys ever encountered a white female with an Asian fetish?
Or, you know, anybody
with an Asian fetish, really.
Fetish, a yellow fever, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
So,
was it a pleasant experience? Was it a not pleasant experience?
Are you still friends with them?
Are you still friends with them?
Yeah. And also, here's another question. Does Gwen have Asian fetish? Has she caught the yellow fever, right? What is yellow fever? If by yellow fever you mean you're in love with a yellow person.
Okay, a yellow man.
I am a yellow man.
And if that's the only definition, then yes, I am in love with you. But it's not because.
Then yes, you got yellow fever.
Yes, I have yellow fever based off that definition.
You're officially diagnosed.
No, hang on. Wait a minute. Let me plead my case. It's not just because, and it's not because he is yellow. You are Asian. That sounds so racist. It's not because of that. I love you for you, and I love your culture.
Okay, let's get our definition right. What does it mean for someone to have a Asian fetish, right? So, from our perspective, there are two types of attractions towards Asian.
There's the attraction to the Asian culture.
Yeah.
And then attraction to Asian racial identity.
So for example, for Gwen, she is someone who is attracted to the culture and attracted to the race.
Like, I think I was attracted to the culture first, seriously. Like, cause I started, reading like manga and like drinking the ramen, whatever that soda thing is.
Sure.
Like, I really liked the culture of Asia. Like, I was into Japanese stuff. And then it just so happens like, hey.
It just so happened that I strolled along.
This guy looks pretty good. He's not Japanese. Can't give me ramen, but whatever. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, I can give you the ball in a different way though. Ball in your mouth. And then there are the type of white people who are only attracted to the Asian culture. And we call those people weebs.
I have the power of God and anime on my side.
Right, so you see a lot of them. They're not necessarily into dating Asian people, right? They more have a fetish for Asian things, like anime.
Like they just want to go to Japan and hang out.
Right, or like cosplay. Or stuff like that.
And they just want to eat the food, and they just want to,
What gets really creepy are people who are not Asian, not interested in Asian culture at all. And only interested in the Asian race.
Which sounds to me like this person that was in the question.
Sure, so previously, I would say this, okay? Previously, these type of people are largely exclusive to the male species. So most of the time, you see white guys who are really into Asian girls. That's been the mainstream. But due to, I guess, recent popularity and the rise of the Asian male, there have been more white girls who have developed a sudden case of the fever of the yellow variety. So that brings us to the question, how do you deal with them? In the question in this Reddit post here, they say, how do you weed them out? Agree or disagree?
Okay.
Most people fall in the middle where it's not really a fetish, it's more just like a strong attraction.
Right, an infatuation, I agree.
And I wouldn't say like, hey, these people need some sort of intervention or you need to cut them out of your life simply because they have these strong attraction towards a certain race.
Right.
You know, I think.
I mean, like, what would you do if somebody was like this? Like, would you want to sit her down and say, hey, like...
Well, it depends if I were single or not, but now...
you'd be the 31st man.
It will creep me out for sure. Luckily, I've never dated any girl who is like some sort of like, you know, collecting
Asian specimen. Just putting them on a mantle.
Gross.
Saying like, this one's
like,
Filipino, this one.
Oh my god.
This one's
oh my
Vietnamese.
god.
That's where it gets creepy. This is where dealing with this kind of person.
Yeah. Like the entire Asia continent, you unify through her. But we do have an anecdote. We do have an experience where there was a guy. Who we had a friend who's a guy who only liked Asian girls, okay, and he chose a very ugly one, okay.
Wow.
And he chose one, and when I asked him about it, he's like, yeah, pretty much I dated her because she's like the only Asian around me, and he is constantly trying to cheat on that girl with other Asian girls.
Oh God,
I mean, we went clubbing together. You remember?
I remember this. Yeah.
Yeah, we went clubbing
Very
together,
uncomfy.
and then and you know, he was just like, "Hey man, help me out with these Asian girls."
Why'd you give him
I was
such a
like,
creepy
"Yeah,
look?
man, you know, yeah, like, yeah." I have also been in scenarios where, you know, it's like, say a predominantly 95% Asian situation, and then there's this one white girl who is just like pretending to be drunk, trying to make out with all the Asian guys, you know, like that. Like I've been there. I've said no to that girl. I was like, dude, you're disgusting.
You're telling them about how we first met.
No. No.
I'm kidding.
So I've seen both sides of the scenario where it gets a little grotesque, and for those people, you just kind of have to distance yourself from them, and you know,
maybe tell them, hey, you know, there's more to life than just looking for a race of this person. Just maybe, you know, look for better qualities.
But hey,
more qualities, anymore.
They have their fetish, and I don't think you can change your fetish. That's not something that you can change. So you know, the only thing you can do with those people is, if you find them attractive, you know, go ahead, do a little quick fling thing, and then get out of there.
Because
they don't care.
They really don't.
You're just gonna be the 31st guy or the 31st gal. So overall, I mean, Gwen, you have a decent amount of girlfriends who are in the range, in the middle.
They're in that middle, that sweet spot between, you know, enjoying the culture and enjoying the Asian identity.
And the guys, right?
And the guys.
Yeah. So I think that's a nice thing. I'm not judging them, you know. I mean, maybe I think it's a little funny, like when like a white girl only dates Asian guys, you know. I think it's,
I mean, you definitely noticed.
I poke fun at them.
You poke fun, yeah,
because it's just like, ha ha ha, what's wrong with you? So all in all, I would rather, you know, you make friends with white girls who are into Asian stuff and possibly open to dating, you know, my buddies,
Over what? Just like a normal white girl?
Or over like normal like pure American, all American people because then I have to only do American stuff together and it's like okay, I can do that, you know, for like a day.
You definitely, when he hangs out with my family, he's
I have a certain amount of tolerance, you know?
So it is nice when we
can do a blend of stuff,
yes, we can do a blend where it's like I can talk to these girls about, you know, normal white girl stuff, just like TV shows and things, but then we can also do Asian stuff, which they enjoy, like hot pot.
Yeah, they have to enjoy it, right? Because otherwise we're just like, if we befriend all American people, right? Then we're just like that weird Asian couple that demands that they do Asian stuff with us. And then they go back and then talk about how weirdly Asian we are. You know, like I don't want that. It's good to have a blend.
It's good to have this blend and
Absolutely.
that sweet spot of girls. Those sweet spots. That's the best. So there you guys have it. Just you have a plethora of people, and some are gonna be good friends, some might not be, but that's it.
You gotta do what's right for you.
Gotta do what's right for you.
Yeah.
And just
so
keep that circle. It's all good.
Any other AMWF cringe subjects they want us to talk about, go ahead and comment down below. And we'll see you guys next time.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Hey everyone,
大家好.
So we are back at it again in our studio.
Yay!
And this is
Rika is joining us today. She just walked in.
Say hi. Here she is.